Well, hello there. This is Authentic RC Reviews. Thanks for stopping by my shop. Today we're going to go ahead and review my ready-to-run Axial Wraith. I've had this rig for going on 2 years now, and it is no longer a ready-to-run. I have modified this thing quite heavily and done quite a few upgrades and hop-ups, what have you. I consider modifications something that's cheap to free, and upgrades and hop-ups would be something that you bought paid for and with little to no creativity. I have really enjoyed this rig. Axial did a wonderful job. I'm going to go ahead and say that right off the bat. I can tell you that the first year I had this, beat on it heavily. I really just put it through everything that I can think of and then some. Fell off the headlands umpteen times. I lost it in the tide pools 2 or 3 times, thought it was going to go out to sea, thought I would never see it again. Managed to get it back without even having to get in the water. It just stock was just able to plow through water, even completely submerged. Not that I would suggest that. I was told that that was a bad thing. What ended up happening around the 6-month period was that I snapped an upper link, broke a knuckle or C-hub, stripped out the steering servo somewhere after that, but the 6-month period, I believe I stripped the transmission gears, so I went to solid steel gears on that, or hardened steel gears, sorry. I was running for some time after the ocean incident my Mamba Max that I picked up off of eBay. I really enjoyed that. I had that stuff right in here after I'd moved the electronics around. Was able to pull the side cover off and do updates and whatnot, change what I needed on that. It was very customizable, just super user friendly. I would really strongly recommend Castle Creations. For that matter, I would strongly recommend the Axial Wraith. I have recommended it before and will recommend it again. I moved my electronics around just because I didn't feel that I was getting the weight in the right spot, because I wanted this to be a crawler. I put my battery up front through my ESC here, pulled out the passenger seat, which you can see. I did a cab forward mod where I shifted the entire roll cage forward on the motor and trans cross member mount here. Really helped with getting a lot of that weight up on that front axle. Really made it just, I think, handled a lot better at the higher speeds even. However, right now I have my shocks and everything set up for a crawler. That's what I use this primarily for. At the moment I threw in my Trackstar 60 amp, I believe it is, with a Tekin 13.5 censored, and it was fun, I'll tell you. I got to do some backflips in a loader that was down at my mother-in-law's property. They were doing some work, so I was playing around in the bucket there. That was pretty neat. But really, right out of the box, awesome rig. I would recommend it to anyone. Like I said, I have already. There's a few weak links. I would say that the weak links would be your forelinks. They would start to bend and tweak and bind on you after a while, or snap right off when you've fatigued them enough. But that's an upgrade you would do along the way. That's something that out of the box you can beat on like I did for months without having an issue. The steering link out of the box was very soft. You can sit there and flex it just by pulling the wheels together, which was good for not breaking your servo out of the box. Beautiful job, Axial. I believe the kit had aluminum forelinks, and so that really just ixnayed that right there, took that right out of the equation. But that was the kit version, and I got the ready to run because I needed to play that day. I run this with the 2-cell LiPo, and it really just was a blast. It never really got the top speed that I was hoping for, but I wanted it to be a crawler, so I geared it down in the thirds and also put a 13-tooth pinion and an 87-tooth spur. that really helped it crawl. I ended up twisting the drive shafts, so I went to the MIPS, because even when I stuffed a rod down the center of a shaft, I was getting the external drive shaft to skip over it, so that wasn't helping me anyways. As it is right now, if there was a complaint that I had about it, I would have loved to have had 3-piece wheels. That's kind of really a lame complaint considering what I got and how awesome it really is. I ended up doing my own shock towers here. This is not the way it would look out of the box. In the first 6 months, at the 6-month point when I snapped the 4-link, I broke a front bumper brace and never got around to putting that bumper on. Brother-in-law has a fab shop, so I just took a piece of scrap and put that there. And same with the rear, just took a piece of scrap. Never got around to making a bracket for it, but what I can say is that this is something you probably won't see often. I chopped the bottom of this rather than taking the top, and it really allowed me to get this whole axle above that chassis. And so that was really nice for flexing, especially if you don't have long shocks like I did not for a while. I don't even have long shocks now. They're just longer than stock. And so that's real nice. It was something that a friend suggested, and I'm glad he did. And I can just say that ultimately, it was a beautiful rig out of the box. It's even better for me now because of the direction I went with it. Thank you, Axial, very much. Good job. This is Authentic RC Reviews. Out.